Hello, it is 9 p.m. in Art. This time to English New Edition. For tonight headlines, we have the President of Guinea-Bissau visits the National Hemicycle and the country's port infrastructure. The 37th African Union Summit opens in Addis Ababa. Welcome to our newsroom. The President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, offered a dinner last night in honor of the President of Guinea-Bissau, Umaru Sissoko Embalo, at the Palace of the Republic. The dinner integrates the different stages of the official visit that the President of Guinea-Bissau is making as a mark of the will agreed to in favor of strengthening relations of friendship and cooperation between the two nations, in addition to the President of the Republic, Prime Minister Abdelkader Kamil Mohammed, the Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Mohamed Ali Yusuf, as well as the Minister of Justice in charge of Ali Hassan Bahdoun, as well as distinguished guests took part in this dinner. In a context where international cooperation is more crucial than ever, the reception of the President of the Republic of Guinea-Bissau, His Excellency Umaru Sissoko Embalo, by the President of the National Assembly, the Speaker of the National Assembly, His Excellency Dileita Mohammed Dileita, takes particular importance. This historic event demonstrates the commitment of the two nations to strengthen their ties and promote peace and prosperity in the region. They highlighted the need to transcend political and economic challenges to foster dynamic and forward-thinking diplomacy. Despite the obstacles, the two countries have been able to maintain constructive dialogue and harmonious integration within their respective regional economic communities. President Imbalo's highlight in anticipated visit to Djibouti is much more than just a diplomatic event. This is a golden opportunity for both nations to significantly strengthen their cooperation under the able leadership of the President of the Republic. The government and the national representatives are determined to explore a new horizon of partnership with particular emphasis on key sectors such as economy, industry, and tourism. This visit is part of a dynamic of shared visions of common ambitions where the two countries aspire to mutual growth and strengthen relations. President Guelleh's visionary leadership in the forefront of this strategy, placing Djibouti on the map as a key player in regional and international cooperation. It should be remembered that in a world where economic and political challenges are numerous, this meeting is of strategic importance. Today, it provides a platform for frank and constructive discussions on how Djibouti and Guinea-Bissau can work more closely to boost their economic development and strengthen their positions on the international stage. The Speaker of the National Assembly, His Excellency Dileita Mohammed Dileita, eloquently highlighted the need to transcend political and economic challenges to foster dynamic and forward-thinking diplomacy. Despite the obstacles, the two countries have been able to maintain constructive dialogue on harmonious integration within their respective regional economic communities. President Imbalo's highly anticipated visit to Djibouti is much more than just a diplomatic event. This is a golden opportunity for both nations to significantly strengthen their cooperation under the able leadership of President Ismail Omar Guelleh. The government and the national representatives are determined to explore new horizons of partnership with a particular emphasis on key sectors such as the economy, industry, and tourism. This visit is part of our dynamic and shared visions of common ambition where the two countries aspire to mutual growth and strengthening relations. President Guelleh's visionary leadership is at the forefront of this strategy, placing Djibouti on the map as a key player in regional and international cooperation. It should be remembered that in a world where economic and political challenges are numerous, this meeting is of strategic importance. Today, it provides a platform for frank and constructive discussions on how Djibouti and Guinea-Bissau can work more closely to boost their economic development and strengthen their position on the international stage. The commitment of the two nations to explore new horizons of partnership demonstrates their shared desire to transcend borders and work together for a better future within a pragmatic approach and long-term vision. This visit promises to pave the way for mutually beneficial cooperation and shared prosperity for the people of Guinea and Djibouti. Furthermore, the emphasis placed by the President of the Assembly, Diletat, on parliamentary diplomacy demonstrates the desire of two countries to strengthen the bonds of solidarity between their peoples. In a speech to the representative, the President of the Republic of Guinea-Bissau, Umaru Sissoko Embalo, expressed his sincere gratitude to the authorities and peoples of Djibouti for the exceptional warm welcomes. In his speech, President Imbalo highlighted the strategic importance of the bilateral relations between Djibouti and Guinea-Bissau, highlighting the similarities and common values shared by our peoples, despite the geographical distance that separates them. He stressed the need to intensify exchanges and strengthen diplomatic, cultural, and socio-economic ties between the two countries. The creation of a parliamentary friendship group represent as significant steps in the process, providing a platform for deeper exchanges and concrete collaboration. Today, more than ever, this meeting between the leaders of Djibouti and Guinea-Bissau sends a strong message of cooperation and mutual understanding in a world marked by growing geopolitical tensions. It embodies the spirit of fraternity and partnership that animates relations between nations, and it opens the ways to a promising future of development and shared prosperity. After the official speeches, the special and protocol session is closed with the signing of a guest book of the National Assembly by the President of the Guinea-Bissau, the conclusions of a memorandum of understanding, as well as to the exchanges of present and traditional family photo. This gesture symbolizes the strengthening of a commitment and friendship between the two countries, thus marking the end of this high-level protocol visit of the emissaries, which will remain memorable in the history. After the National Assembly, the President of Guinea-Bissau, accompanied by a high-level delegation, immersed himself in the technological world of Djibouti Telecom, thus signing an important chapter in cooperation between the two countries. During this immersive visit, the President and his collaborator walked the corridors of the submarine telecommunication cable landing stations and the data center in Haramus, welcomed by a high-ranking committee, including the Minister of Communication Radwan Abdullahi Bahdoun, the General Director of the Djibouti Telecom, Mohamed Assoubi Bou, in a fascinating exchange, Mr. Bou had revealed the technological advances of Djibouti Telecom supported by the government's approval. A clear strategy is emerging take advantage of the boom in the telecommunications market on a regional and global scale. Djibouti Telecom has thus chosen to position itself as a key player in the international transit of capacity and data strategic approach, which strengthens its status as a regional telecommunication hub. With the government support, this initiative is part of a bold vision aimed at boosting the telecommunications sector. This immersion in the technological world of Djibouti Telecom marks a further step towards a fruitful collaboration between the two nations, paving the way for mutual beneficial development opportunities in the field of information and communication technologies. The president of the Port and Free Zone Authority, Abubakar Omar Hadi, had the privilege of welcoming this morning the president of the Republic of Guinea-Bissau, Umaru Sissoko Embalo, led by Djiboutian Ministry of Justice in charges of Prison Affairs and Human Rights, His Excellency Ali Hassan Badoun. At the heart of this vision, the president of Guinea-Bissau and his delegation were exposed to an exhaustive presentation of Djibouti's port infrastructure and its strategic positions in the region. The presentation highlighted ambitious concepts such as the Red Sea, the sea-air transport model, and regional continental integration, demonstrating Djibouti's commitment to economic development and connectivity. Indeed, this sea-air transport model is present in 21 countries on the African continent and 24 cities. This allows the transport of high-value added goods from Asia to Djibouti by sea and air to their final destination. This synergy reduces transport costs and times by half. 4 hours on the outwards journey and 4 hours on the return journey. Still in the company of the Djibouti Minister of Justice, the President of the Port and Free Zone Authority, the President of the Republic of Guinea-Bissau, Umaru Sissoko Embalo, as well as his delegation, had the opportunities to first visit the Dorale Container Management Company, SGTD, recognized for its operational efficiency and its cutting-edge technological on the grounds. The president of Guinea-Bissau met the SGTD officials who explained to him the activities they are undertaking. Then the visit continued to the Dorale multipurpose port, where the president of Guinea-Bissau also met the DMP officials and were able to see the DMP is certainly a major hub for maritime trade in the region. The Minister of Muslim Affairs and Waqf Property, Momin Hassan Barre, today held a meeting in honor of the eminent ulama from Al-Azhar University. The ceremony took place in the presence of the Director General of the Institute, Al-Wasatiyya, Al-Salih Ahmed Abdallah, and the Executive Secretary of the High Council Islamic, Oki Kaura Fatah, and the senior officials of the ministry. In his welcome speech, the minister expressed his gratitude to Al-Azhar for making these great scholars available in order to share their knowledge and expertise with the Al-Wasatiyya Institute and Culture of Peace. He stressed that this fruitful collaboration stems from a protocol agreement signed in December 2021 between the Al-Wasatiyya Institute and the University of Al-Azhar, thus marking the commitment of the two institutions to develop a quality Islamic education and to promote moderation. The minister also praised the crucial role of the President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, in the creation and development of the Al-Wasatiyya Institute, emphasizing its attachment to promotion of peace, tolerance, and openness. The Secretary General of the Prime Minister's Office invited yesterday at the meeting room of the People's Palace the main representative of the United Nations residing in Djibouti and representatives of the Ministry of Economy, and budget. The purpose of the meeting highlighting the situations of development currently to Djibouti and the need for standards of integrity and good governance. Indeed, the discussions during this meeting relating to the harmonizations of relations with partners promote an evaluation mechanisms to revitalize partnerships through the implementations of the e-Delta software solutions and a tool for collection of data for each pillar of the national development plan in order to have an overall overview of the resources received by partners. This platform will train users and focal points of sectoral ministries. For his part, the Secretary General of the Prime Minister's Office, Naguib Abdallah Kamil, unanimously welcomed the requires periodic meetings to comply with essential priorities in the establishment of synergy, putting at the heart of coordination, complete visibility, and an overview of the whole partnerships. This meeting relating to the harmonizations of relations with partners promote an evaluation mechanism to revitalize partnerships through the implementations of the e-Delta software, a solution and a tool for collection of data for each pillar of the national development plan in order to have an overall overview of the resources received by partners. This platform will train users and focal points of sectoral ministries. The Minister of Communication responsible for post and telecommunication today organized an inaugural workshop aimed at launching a comprehensive studies on bandwidth requirements for government buildings in Djibouti. This event marks a crucial step in the government's efforts to modernize and improve the country's digital infrastructure. The workshop brought together representatives from various ministries and telecommunications experts to discuss current bandwidth challenges and future needs. The main objective of this initiative is to understand the specific requirements of each government building in terms of broadband connectivity to ensure effective and efficient use of resources. This study should make it possible to identify current needs in bandwidth infrastructure and to formulate strategic recommendations for its improvement. Additionally, it will pave the way for public-private partnerships to invest in advanced connectivity solutions and promote digital development nationally. By launching this initiative, the government of Djibouti demonstrates its commitment to digital transformations and its desire to ensure that all citizens have access to efficient and modern government services. This study marks the start of a new era of connectivity and innovation within the Djiboutian public administration, said the Secretary General of the Ministry of Communication, Mr. Ahmed Yusuf Almi. The Young Diabetic Centers of Djibouti hosted an information session on Tuesday, Tuesday, February 13 at the National Library in partnership with the University Hospital Center of Angers. This session aimed to raise awareness among young children with diabetes and about the importance of functional insulin therapy and in the management of diabetes in children, while exploring recent development in technologies to treat this disease organized jointly by the medical teams of the two institutions. This session highlighted the crucial importance of functional insulin therapy, a personalized approach to the administration of insulin according to the individual needs of each patient. The experts highlighted how this method can improve the quality of life of diabetic children by allowing them to better control their blood sugar levels. In addition, emphasis was placed on the importance of a healthy and balanced diet in the management of diabetes in children. Participants were educated on the best food choices to maintain stable blood sugar level while promoting healthy growth and development. The promotion of chess games in Djibouti launch of the first national cup yesterday at the Guled Stadium. The very first Djibouti Chess Cup kicked off under the aegis of the State Secretary for Sport, bringing together around 100 players from all walks of life. This competition aroused unprecedented enthusiasm with each of with each participant driven by the determination to win the prestigious first prize in a tournament that promises to be ruthless. The event was honored by the presence of the several distinguished personalities, including Ms. Khadija Ibrahim Idris, Secretary General, Abshir Ali Hassan, Director of Sports, Khuresh Ali Geddi, Director of Guled Stadium, as well as Yassin, President of the Djiboutian Chess Federation, accompanied by many other officials and members of the State Secretariat responsible for sport and federation. On Sunday, December 11, 2024, the National Union of Djiboutian Women of the Ministry and the Ministry of Agriculture, Water, Fishery Resources and Livestock distributed kits intended for literacy learners in the locality of Asurata as part of the Integrated Water Resources Management Project, PGIR, jointly financed by the government of Djibouti and FIDA. The kit delivery day chaired by the Secretary General of the UNFD, Fatouma Moussa, in the presence of the PGIR project coordinator from the ministry, Mr. Ibrahim Hamad, and Ms. Muhammad Hamid. The Ministry of Agriculture, in partnership with the UNFD, is committed to adult literacy as part of the integrated programs intended to strengthen this resilience of agro-pastoral population in the face of food insecurity and climate change. At the end of the day, Ms. Fatouma Moussa, Secretary General of UNFD and Member of Parliament Muhammad Hamid, congratulated the women who had decided to return to the pace of learning with courage and determination. Kits consisting of solar lamp, bags, manuals, and other tools will facilitate learning. For their part, the prefect and the coordinator of the PGIR project for the ministry are committed to supporting the enthusiasm of Asurat women who have demonstrated their determination and their know-how in craft and entrepreneurship. The Association Awakening of Okar during the day of Sunday, February 13, 2024, the project creations of a media library in the Khela city carried out by the EVA Associations of Okar and the delivery of the first branch of the financing of Adar Association participating in the second meeting coordination with the President of the Dikil Regional Council and the IMF project team at the conference room of the Dakhel Regional Council. This initiative is part of the project participation of the civil society in governance and local development implemented by the International Associations of Francophone Mayors with funding from European Union. The project of the EVOCA Association aims to set up a media library completely equipped with a municipal library with internet access spaces in the town of Dakhel. For the international scene, war in Gaza that persists in its to attack Rafah. Despite international warnings, Israel persists this Thursday, February 15, in its plan to launch a military operation in Rafah, where more than 1 million Palestinians are hiding in appalling conditions. Talks in progress, negotiations for a truce, including new release of Hamas hostages and Palestinians detained by Israeli, continue in Cairo under the mediations of Qatar and Egypt after a meeting on Tuesday attended by the head of Mossad, Israeli intelligence, the director of the CIA and the Prime Minister of Qatar, the Egyptian officials. These discussions were to continue until Friday. The World Health Organization has announced again denounced the situations of hospitals in Gaza. International calls to avoid any attacks after the United States, Israel's main ally, Australia, Canada, and New Zealand warned the Netanyahu's government against a catastrophic operation in Rafah. French President Emmanuel Macron urged Benjamin Netanyahu to cease Israeli military operations in Gaza because the human toll and the humanitarian situations were intolerable. The 37th African Union Summit opens in Addis Ababa. The African Union Summit opened yesterday, Wednesday, February 14 in Addis Ababa. Around the 30 president and head of government are expected at the end of the week in the Ethiopian capital for the 37th Conference of Head of State of the organization. It was the AU Executive Council made up of foreign ministers which opened the summit yesterday, particularly with Musa Faki Mohammed, species the chairperson of the African Union Commission, said. And this is it for the news. Thanks for watching us. Have a good evening.